Let's get more with the race leader. Here's Marty Snyder.
Out front looking good right now for Denny Hamlin, but there may be some problems developing. Here's what he said on the radio under that caution.
My clutch pedal is not right. It's extremely hard. When it goes down, it doesn't release. It just kind of stays hard. It's definitely not right.
10-4. Does it just come back slow? Is that what you're saying?
No, it just never feels like, you know, how a clutch clicks and then it, you know, pops back out and then unclicks. It just is one hard, steady motion down and one steady motion back.
And Denny Hamlin went on to say, guys, right now it's working, but it's not good. You know, I wonder, Kyle and Wally, does that become more of a distraction than anything else for Denny Hamlin, especially now with everyone shifting a couple times a lap?
Yeah, really it does. If he was shifting, I think I would go into the not shifting mode. Because it's not a big deal when you're out on the racetrack, Marty. The problem is leaving pit lane. And you've got to have that clutch when you leave pit lane. If you don't have a clutch later on in the race after you make a pit stop, you're toast.
Yeah, the problem is really, as you say, it's not. I think he's feeling it on the restarts, and that's what he's saying. I don't think these guys use the clutch anymore when they shift and they're downshifting and upshifting. That's a thing of the past almost. But it is on a restart, and where it becomes critical is on green flag stops. If you've got no clutch, you've got to stop that thing, and they've got to push you off. Think of how much time you lose here.
Kevin Harvick has been good in the early going. So has Casey Kane, and look at Kyle Busch. We had those pit stops at lap 10 under caution. The top 13 stayed on the racetrack. And of those that made pit stops, David Reagan is the best. He is in the 16th position right now. Harvick, Kyle Busch, and Casey Kane among those who also took advantage of the caution to make an early pit stop. And here goes Kyle to the inside of Casey Kane, Ralph.
He's gained 10 spots. This would be number 11 if he can get it. They came in, took 4 tires, but Adam made no adjustments. He's very happy with the race car, and you can see why. Here he goes, getting another one.
Kyle Busch started on the pole last year, finished second. Inside of David Gilliland, crossing one more off his list. Let's go 2 for 1. He gets Kevin Harvick as well. Harvick pulling out there behind Kyle. Is that to suck up and get a little draft down this long straightaway?
I think that's more head games right now than it is anything to do with the draft. I mean, yes, you do that, but because of who's in the 18 car, I think all Harvick is doing right now is trying to mess with Kyle's head.
Let's get the story on the 29, Marty.
Well, that debris caution we just had a moment ago, well, Kevin Harvick's the guy who found that debris with the front of his race car. There's a small hole in the front. They pitted under that last caution on lap 10, made several changes to the car because the car is extremely loose, but they are going to fix that hole under the competition caution in 4 laps. They didn't notice it until they did come down pit road, though.
Jeff Burton helping his teammate, giving him a shove into the corner.
This is all head games going on right here, exactly. The 18 and the 29.
You heard us talk about give and take. That was all take from Kevin Harvick. He did not allow most of the time. And look, he's going to drive right over to his door, get that little bit of side draft, swing back out to the outside, and get back in front of Kyle. He's just messing with Kyle. These guys are just messing with each other's heads right now because the whole time they're doing this, they're losing time to the leaders.
And Kyle's not exactly taking it back. Here's what happened on the straightaway. So this is just all, you know, fun and games right here. Now when they get to the tunnel turn, Kyle was on the bottom, and Kyle probably took a lot longer to turn into that tunnel turn than you normally do. And what you're doing is you're hanging a guy out there that 1 second longer so his right front gets in the marbles. And I mean, it's just, these are all the little things you can do to each other to aggravate.
That's good stuff, especially after the week that Richard Childress and Kyle Busch have had. I mean, that's good stuff right there. I don't care.
The game within the game.
Smack talking, baby, right there.
I've heard a lot of smack talk out of you this weekend.
Yes, sorry,
Kyle.
man.
Saw Denny Hamlin at the front. Told you Jeff Gordon looked good this weekend, and he has delivered in the race. Started in the top 5. It has stayed there. Right behind him, Carl Edwards. Jimmy Johnson has looked good. And we get caution for the second time today. And once again, it is for debris on the racetrack.
It's pretty close to our competition caution, so we'll see what everybody does here.
Fans, you voted at NASCAR.com/power rankings, and today's Pizza Hut fan favorite driver is that guy, Jimmie Johnson. And why wouldn't you root for him? Johnson started 14th today and has already worked his way up to 5th. And we can confirm, even though this caution comes out shy of the scheduled competition caution at lap 20, this will serve as that competition caution, meaning teams can in fact fuel their cars when they pit here. Denny Hamlin, Paul Menard, Jeff Gordon, Carl Edwards, Jimmie Johnson, the top 5.
These stops are going to be really important here. You want to get yourself in good track position as early as you possibly can. And I think some of these guys that came in for 4 tires earlier, if they can get away with just taking the fuel they need, they may be able to make some hay here.
Yeah, some of them may just gas and go.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Some of them may go 2 tires and try it. This is a 200-lap race, 500 miles. It's an incredibly long race. So if you're going to try something, if you're a Greg Biffle, if you're a Kevin Harvick, if you're a Kyle Busch, those guys that are back there in the back, it's time to try something. And some of the guys in the front can afford to try some stuff and maybe lose some positions right now because, as I say, this thing takes so long to develop and play out. You position yourself in the first 100 laps of this race.
Top 13 cars in the running order under caution here did not pit at lap 10. So they will definitely be down here and likely taking tires and fuel.
And just in opposite of that, boy, if you have a bad pit stop, it can totally ruin your day because it could take the whole race for you to try to make up that position. The pit stops here are really, really important.
Scott Riggs went to the garage. No other driver a lap down under this caution, so no one awarded the free pass. Second caution of the day, and pit road, no doubt, going to be a busy place. Denny Hamlin leads them down. Paul Menard, Jeff Gordon, Carl Edwards right behind. Ralph, you lead us off.
Paul Menard has said he's a little tight in the center 2 and 3, needs more drive off of 1 and 3. Watch the front tire carrier is going to come around and put some tape on the front of the car as they go to the left side, and we go to Matt Yocca.
Jeff Gordon started and runs third. His car tight everywhere, especially into turn 1. They're going to pull a spring rubber out of the left rear. That change is complete. They're waiting on the left rear changer. He's away, Marty.
Denny Hamlin, top of your screen. Your leader said, I'm really good in 3. In fact, excellent in 3. Good in turn 2. He said, turn 1, it's where I'm losing a little bit of time. We're a little tight in. Free off. Denny Hamlin will not win the race off pit road. However, 4 tires and no changes for him. It's Juan Montoya. That's your first car off pit road, Adam.
Yeah, we talked about the shakeup. Well, there you have it right there. You see all those guys in green, how many positions they've taken because they took 2.
5 of the top 6 drivers taking 2 tires. Juan Pablo Montoya, the first of those, and he wins the battle off pit road. Getting set to go back under the green flag after our second caution period here today at the Pocono Raceway. And today's green flag restarts are presented by American Ethanol. American grown, American made, powering NASCAR. See Scott Wimmer on the inside of Juan Pablo Montoya. Wimmer did not make a pit stop. Montoya took 2 tires on his stop at lap 19, and that was the first time he had been to pit road today.
This could get messy.
And at most places it really does. You know, because you got cars with tires, you got cars with 2 tires, you got cars with no fuel, cars that just stayed out. Wimmer doing a really good job of just taking the green flag and kind of getting out of the way.
Oh, he hooked him just a little bit. Vickers just got into Keselowski there. Left rear tire just a little bit.
Denny Hamlin came to play. Already grabbing the lead away from Juan Pablo Montoya into the tunnel turn.
In these first few laps, I'm not sure he came to play or he came to ruin everybody's day.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a difference in playing and ruin everybody's day.
Yeah.
He came for blood this week, it looks like so far. And this is the Denny that we used to see. You know, I expected this out of Denny at Texas. Personally, I thought he was going to run good at Martinsville. And Richmond, the 3 racetracks that those guys were so high on, and I think when you go to a place that you really expect to run well and you don't, it absolutely kills your morale. And it takes you down a notch. But I think they've been looking forward to come here, and this is a place he needs a good solid run today.
When you look at that group of cars at the front of the field, the only one that got 4 tires on that cycle of pit stops was the race leader, Denny Hamlin. Everyone else playing strategy and getting 2. That's why you see guys like Vickers, Keselowski, Earnhardt Jr., Harvick, drivers that didn't have a great starting position that are running up there.
Did Biffle not have a good pit stop, or did I miss something there? Because I think he lost positions.
Yeah, unless they made more adjustments.
What's the story, Matt?
Adam, the game plan was, remember, they pitted under the first caution. The second caution, they were going to just take right side tires, get it full of fuel, and get track position. The problem, they didn't get it full of fuel, so then they had to come back in, put left side tires on since they were already here to top it off. Their scenario, their pit strategy ruined on that run.
Yeah, their early pit strategy, not their total race pit strategy, so let's be clear of that. But let's compare him to Harvick. These guys were back here running 24th, 25th, 26th. Harvick does the same thing. They come down pit road, get their 4 tires, they come back and gas and go, and now all of a sudden Harvick's up there running 8th. And this was the way these guys that qualified 32nd and 33rd found their way to the front, or trying to find their way to the front.
Kurt Busch back up to 3rd. What do you make of the early strategy, Larry?
Well, I guess I'm looking at Greg Biffle in that 16 car, who is now in the 29th position. And it's so ironic that I had his crew chief, Greg Irwin, in the countdown of the green. And in the keys, one of his concerns, getting the car full. That's been a story all year long with this new fuel can.
It seems every week we see that pop up and bite someone, and already in the early stages today it has happened. Greg Biffle, who won here at Pocono in August, hoping for good things today, and right now he's riding 28th as we work lap 25 of 200. Denny Hamlin and Mike Ford, his crew chief, so we're not worried about strategy. We came to win the race, and right now they are delivering.